Utah and Renewable Energy, a presentation by Ryan Marion, Jacob Davenport, Jacob Clift, and Elise Altice, Weber State University, English 2010, Spring 2015 Semester Research Project. Utah and geothermal energy seem to be very closely related. In 2013, it was named number 3 for generation of geothermal energy, and while the federal government is taking down the hype a few notches, Utah still has some kick left in it. According to the Bureau of Land Management's program overview for 2015, 60% of geothermal energy resources in Utah remain untapped. While I will not read every fact for you, important points worth mentioning are that Utah's leasing of federal lands for geothermal energy production has been highly competitive. Clearly, this means it's worth the trouble for any alternative energy investor. From this picture provided by the BLM, Utah office, there are still many lands open for geothermal leasing. These were the specific leases provided in 2014. This should let you know if investing in geothermal energy in Utah is a good idea for you. If you are interested, this is the region power transmission infrastructure that exists or was proposed in 2012. It may or may not be different now. Utah is definitely an option if you are looking into geothermal energy, and should be considered. We hope this information will help you make a better informed decision about your opinions on geothermal energy in Utah. For wind energy, we will provide you pictures if you want a closer look or have the pictures yourselves. Let us know and we'll send it to you. If wind energy is what you're looking for, Utah definitely has the potential in several locations. We also hope this has helped you make a better informed decision on your opinion of geothermal energy and wind energy. There are a few new emerging alternative energy resources in which look like they could be very promising for the future. The 3 that I'm going to talk about are wireless power transfer, small module nuclear reactions, and compressed air energy storage. Utah is blessed to have some of the best science and technology research and development departments in the country, including Utah State and the University of Utah. Utah State University has created a bus that is charged through wireless charging technology. The Aggie bus is shown here at a charging bay. What's great about wireless power transfer is that it never needs to be plugged in. It uses magnetic induction technologies that has 2 magnet pads, one in which the transmitter and one that is the receiver. So it uses a single magnetic pad buried under asphalt, and once the 2 pads align on top of each other, they transfer power in between them. Here's a picture of a demonstration being made to Governor Herbert at Utah State. The government has already granted $2.7 million to fund this new technology. Imagine that while you're sitting at a stoplight, your car is charging. Another possible solution to intermittent energy of renewables may be Magnum Energy, which is a compressed air energy storage underground. Compressed air energy storage is a bulk energy storage technology that enables the storage of off-peak power from renewable energy sources, wind and power, which are wind and power. The CAES process involves converting renewable power into compressed energy that can be stored in commercial-scale solution mine caverns. This stored air becomes an energy reserve that can be released to produce electric power at any time. Magnum Ks is proven technology that has electric compressors with modified gas turbines. It can be used to firm and shape intermittent power generation and used to optimize existing infrastructure. Currently, there are 2 operating facilities, one in Alabama that has been in service since 1991 and one in Germany, in service since 1978. Large-scale nuclear power has been around for several decades, and there is a lot of concern when it comes to a large-scale power plant, especially after the incident in Japan at Fukushima nuclear power plant in 2011. However, there has been a new kind of nuclear power in which several countries and states within the United States are turning their attention towards, including Utah. Small-scale nuclear reactors are what we are speaking of. Yes, the power is still nuclear, but on a much smaller scale. With nuclear power, you have a constant supply of energy in which is safer for the environment due to no carbon emissions or greenhouse gases. Here's the picture you will see. Here in this picture, you will see a SMR that has been planned for Tennessee. Today, nuclear energy's future is looking more realistic and bright. Advocates argue that SMRs provide the best hope of delivering new nuclear power plants that are both affordable and protective of the environment and people. Small modular nuclear reactors like one seen, illustrated here by the firm Babcock and Wilcox, bring together components that are usually housed separately at full-scale plants. Like Tennessee, engineers everywhere are quick at work in hope that they will lead a new energy future. SMRs are a very promising direction that we need to pursue, said U.S. Energy Secretary Ernest Moniz at his confirmation hearing in April. Nuclear power is usually big power, so the effort to downsize marks a significant change from the business as usual. 4 of the 10 largest electricity stations in the world are nuclear powered, and the average size of the U.S. nuclear reactors is more than 1,000 megawatts, large enough to power about 800,000 U.S. homes. The smallest U.S. reactor in operation is the Fort Calhoun station in Nebraska. It is more than 500 megawatts. Along with a smaller and safer design, a safety zone has been established necessary for any SMRs that are to be built within the United States. As we discussed, there are many new and exciting alternative emerging energy resources such as wireless power transfer, compressed air energy storage, and small modular nuclear reactors. One advanced nuclear reactor design is a molten salt reactor. Molten salt reactors are designed at the Oak Ridge National Laboratory as a potential way to power airplanes, but that purpose was later given up on. They use fluoride salt mixes as fuel, and it contains dissolved uranium or thorium as a fuel. The fuel salt is heated to above 500 degrees Celsius and becomes a liquid. This liquid fuel carries the heat out of the reactor. Here you can see a diagram of a typical molten salt reactor. In the salt reactor chamber, the fuel creates heat, which is transferred to the coolant salts, which are pumped to where the turbines are, which heat water up to create steam. Because the fuel is in liquid form and is actively heated, the fuel will solidify and power is cut or removed, thus stopping all reactions. Another safety measure comes in the form of an actively cooled plug that will melt if power is cut and allow the liquid fuel to fill emergency tanks and solidify. One company, Transatomic Power, has been conducting research into molten salt reactors and has been researching alloys that would retain structural integrity in the harsh reactor environments. Because the reactor environment is not kept under pressure, there cannot be explosive pressure leaks that eject radioactive material into the atmosphere and environment. The fuel itself carries more heat than the same volume of water. It is not damaged by radiation like conventional fuel rods and does not react violently when exposed to air. Another advanced reactor type is thorium reactor, currently being researched by India, where thorium is vastly more abundant than uranium. Thorium can be breeded to create more U-233 than it consumes. The process of breeding involves injecting a thorium-rich environment with neutrons, which converts the thorium into fissile material. Because thorium is fertile instead of fissile, it is useless for uses in nuclear weapons. Any scheme for using thorium as a source of fissile material for a weapon would require a way to combat the incredibly dangerous gamma radiation that are a result of thorium being bombarded by neutrons. Thorium reactors have a built-in safety system due to the fact that thorium will stop producing U-233 if it does not get bombarded with neutrons. If power to the neutron injector is cut, no more U-233 will be produced. One of the benefits of a thorium reactor is that it produces less waste than conventional reactors, and that thorium itself can be used in molten salt reactors. Solar energy. What is solar energy? Solar energy is drawn from the sun's solar radiation. Solar energy uses photovoltaic panels to capture the energy and store it in rechargeable batteries. Because solar energy draws its energy from the sun, it has to be light out in order for the panels to collect energy. Solar panels allow photons, particles of light, to free electrons from atoms, which in turn generates a flow of electricity. Solar cells use silicon, boron, and water to help create energy and then send it to metal plates that capture the electrons and pass them to wires that store the electricity in batteries or flow directly to the source that needs the energy. Is solar energy affordable? Solar energy, like most other renewable energy resources, is very affordable because it comes from an infinite source that requires no work other than manufacturing the solar cells and then installing them to obtain the source and then transform it into energy. In Utah, companies like Rocky Mountain Power also have incentive programs set up that offer certain benefits to people who use solar energy to power their houses. The Solar Incentive Program provides a large amount of money in grants that are awarded each year to people who choose to use solar energy. Implementations of solar energy. Solar energy use is rising in the U.S., and many places like our own Weber State University, solar panels are being used to generate a portion of the electricity that is used. For so long, our country has relied on coal for energy, and because of our reliance on coal, we can't just completely abandon it. Companies like Rocky Mountain Power have set goals and are moving toward completely using solar energy as well as other renewable energy sources. Renewable energy. What can I do? What can you do to help renewable energy be implemented is write your local government representatives and tell them that you would like them to support renewable energy in your state. See what incentives your power company offers you so that you can switch to renewable energy, and inform other people about the benefits of these renewable energy sources we have told you about, and that they are necessary in order to secure a clean and sustainable future.